Hello everyone, this is going to be our second presentation, and this time it's going to be about money management. It's one of the most important topics in trading. Last week we discussed about psychology, but you cannot have a complete trader without using both. So without using your best version of yourself, which is a very good psychology. A trader must have a very good psychology, as we said, and without money management. So you've got to have both. It's not that hard. It's actually, you have to have a plan before you start trading, yeah? All of us should have a plan. So what do I mean by that? Let me just do a graphical representation of what I'm trying to say. Let's say you start trading, yeah? And let's call this trader Trader X. Trader X has an average P&L on his up days of around 500 euros. Right, so this is his average top P&Ls. So it could be, let's say, his top P&L could be actually 1,000, but his average top P&L could be around 500 euros. So when you reach your comfortable zone where you made money, you can either choose to stop or to continue trading. There are different types of trader and different types of people, obviously. Some people are willing to take the risk. Some people are actually not. Some people say, okay, listen, Paris, I'm okay with this, with my 500 euros. I'm done for the day, which I find it very disciplined and very correct. And I have nothing, I cannot argue with this at all. Now, another guy might tell me, you know, Paris, 500 euros is okay, but it's about time to, to expand a little bit the envelope, to push myself a little bit more, yeah? So what should this guy do right now? Obviously, I have lived this scenario like at least 1 million times. Let's say where I made 500 euros, and at the end of the day, I was like minus 2,500 euros, especially in the beginning. So I was saying, to myself, how obviously when you start losing the money, you start losing like in a vertical line between time and money. So you lose. It takes you around 1 hour, let's say, to make money, and at least 1 second to lose 4 times the money you made. We have all been through there. We know our mind goes blank. We cannot think, and we lose money like monkeys. Like monkeys are trading. We don't want to be monkeys. We want to be professional. Trading is a science. Trading is not gambling. That is why I have included money management, and it's extremely important to follow a certain set of plan and rules. So, let's say Trader X made 500 euros, and he's saying now, okay, Paris, I wanna risk it a little bit more. Okay, my friend, you wanna risk a little bit more. So, what do you think could be your next upside target? Let's say 1,000 euros. Let's say, okay, I'm going to push it to 1,000 euros. Yeah, that is a plan. That is why I keep on saying, have a plan. Even in your P&L, have a plan. So from 1,000 euros, he wants to take it to 1,000 euros. Okay, fair enough. It's pretty much achievable. I mean, you can't really contain yourself to say, oh, I can only make 500 euros, that's my top P&L. No, I mean, if that was the case, then there wouldn't be any huge traders or any big traders. Some people are actually willing to take the extra step, the extra risk, and I'm totally okay with that. I totally agree. So from 500 euros, what do you think that would be, let's say, a decent amount to lose from those 500 euros without losing your sanity and yourself? I always go for the safe option, which is 50%. So that's 250 euros. And that's 50%. That's 50% from your initial high P&L. It's totally fair. So I understand that when you start losing from your 500 euros profit, you are like, oh, how did I do that? And I have to make it back. It's the human mind. It's like it commands you. Your mind commands you. Paris, how did you lose it? And you say, I'm going to make it back. I'm going to make it back. Yeah, okay. It's good to be optimistic. But you've got to have a plan, and you've got to have a stop. If you do not stop, and I have lived through this scenario, I'm telling you 1,000 times, if you do not stop at 250 euros, the next day is going to be even worse. and maybe even your month. You've got to have a plan. You've got to train yourself to have a plan, especially in money management, when it comes down to money management. If you cannot, as I said in the psychology section, if you cannot enforce yourself, so if you cannot command yourself to stop at 250 euros, do it automatically from TT, go to the settings, make a rule and which says whenever I go to 500 euros and I drop back to 200, so I drop 50% of my high PNL, stop me out, cut me out. I've done that. It's wonderful. It's the best thing that you could do to yourselves as well, because although I'm saying stuff about psychology and money management, and people are asking me, yeah, Paris, okay, everything is good in theory, but how can I enforce it? Well, if you cannot do it on your own, just make the system do it for you. If you cannot take trading as science, then what are you doing here? This is science. That's why you have hedge funds. That's why we have banks. I mean, there are people that are actually making money, but those people that make money, they have rules. You can't come to trading and say, okay, I'm gonna go and make $1 million. This is as true as Star Wars is. It doesn't happen. Even if it happens, it's gonna be sheer luck. Trading requires consistency, time, sustaining through pain, sustaining through tough periods, and all this kind of stuff. So let's say that the guy stopped at 250 euros, or the guy stopped at 250 euros. You are done. That is your day, done. You are done. You come back the next day. Let's say now the trader comes the next day, trader X, and makes another 500 euros. Yeah? I always go with steps in my mind. I'm saying, okay, what's the next step? How much do I usually make per trade? Let's say 250 euros. So, plus 250 euros. Right, sum up now 750 euros. Different people can enforce different kind of money management rules. A guy could tell me, "Hey, Paris, listen, I'm really happy with this PNL. I don't want to fall below 600." Totally fair. Totally fair. A guy might tell me, "Okay, Paris, 750 euros divided by half, it's how much? 370." What am I saying? Yeah, around 360. Anyway, I haven't really done the math correct. So stopping at 600 euros, it is a plan. Yeah, but now let's say that the guy actually goes from 750 euros to 1,000 euros. Now, you have made double of your high PNLs. Stop there. You are okay. You are okay. Stop it. From 700 you pushed yourself, and you went from 500 euros to 750 euros, and by another good trade, you went up to 1,000 euros. I know I'm having this kind of thing. I say, Paris, what? How did you do that? 1,000 euros. Okay, let's push it over. And I go from 1,000 euros most of the times to plus 100 euros. I don't even stop when I didn't, and, when the system was not cutting me out. So I was trying to enforce, but I did one bad trade with higher size, and I went from 1,000 euros down to plus 100 or even sometimes. Now, if you do this kind of stupid error, it doesn't only affect your PNL for the current day, it affects your psychology. You're gonna come the next day and you're gonna 100% you're gonna carry it in your head. That is why I keep on saying, have money management rules. I have done this mistake and I'm still doing this mistake. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still doing this mistake. But every time I finish trading and I look things clearly, I'm saying, if I did this money management rule, or I had enforced, or if the system cut me out, I would be okay. My psychology would be okay. Money management. At the heat of the moment, every person is almost the same when it comes down to this. At the heat of the moment, you cannot think, you are not yourself. When you start losing money, you are not yourself. You go angry, you remember all this psychology, from the psychology seminar, what I discussed about. You are losing yourself, which I understand. I'm doing the same thing. But if you have money management rule, either automatic from the system or from your own doing, you are going to save yourself. Obviously, I'm talking all this from experience, and I'm going to tell you what happened to me many years ago and how money management helps psychology and everything. So the numbers are going to be random. They're not actually real, but I did my highest P&L following a discipline. So I had good psychology, I had good money management, and when you combine all this, you reach into a point where I call it bliss. You're doing all the right things without knowing how you're doing. You're just doing the right things. Your mind is set to do the right thing. So let's say the first day I made, and I'm going to tell you what happened to me. So then the first day I made, let's say, 500. The next day I made 250. The next day I came in, the numbers again are random, yeah? I made 700. I came the next day, I remember that correctly, and I started losing. I went from minus 500 or minus 250, I don't really remember. I went back to zero. So, zero the next day. Then the other day it's going to be, let's say, again, random, plus 380. And then I remember it came one day where I was up, obviously with following my management, and I was just lucky, or I was trading very good that day. I was up, let's say, plus 1500. Long story short, my psychology enforcing this money management and being consistent as well. I don't know, there was an event and I was up plus 20,000 the other day. Maybe a person would have stopped, or forget 20,000. Doesn't matter the number. Let's say 2,000. Let's say I made 2,000. But all these sequent P&Ls, they wouldn't have happened if I hadn't had good money management. So I remember that day I went plus 500 and I stopped at 250. It's okay. It's okay. You have the next day. It's like my mother said, Paris, whenever my mother showed me, it's okay, Paris, the next day is going to be a new day. And guess what? A new day came, and a new day it was actually. My brain was clear and I started trading well again. If you continue down a downward spiral of emotions, of bad P&Ls, so if you go minus 200, minus 150, okay, that's not really money management, but it combines a lot of things, yeah. Let's say actually I'm gonna delete this. Let's say Trader X made 500 in the morning, and by the end of the day, so he made 500 in the morning, and in the afternoon he lost minus 1,000, which is not his money management rule. From his money management rule, he should have stopped at plus 250, but no, Trader X went to minus 500. Trader X couldn't sleep that night. Trader X was thinking about all the stupid trades that he did. Trader X promised himself that he's not going to do it again. The new day came. Trader X was down on minus 200 on his first trade. His psychology was not right. Then the next trade comes, minus 700. He's smashing his head on his table. All this, and obviously another day is going to come, or you might be losing for the next 4 or 5 days, minus 900. And then obviously I call it the Mordor days. I like references from Lord of the Rings. Minus 2,000 because you averaged, and that was the most stupid trade. And you add up the month, you add up the losses. You lost 5 consecutive days. Do you know why you lost 5 consecutive days? because from this 500, you lost 1,000 because you are setting yourself, your mind sets for pessimism. You're saying, oh man, in this, you're angry. You are unforgivable for yourself. But if you stopped from 500 and you lost 250 euros, which is the 50% rule, and you were up on your first day, I guarantee you 1,000% that your next P&Ls would look like plus 100 because you are still carrying the loss from yesterday. I understand that I'm trying to say be clear, be flat psychologically, but we are not robots. Everything is good in theory, but it takes time and pain to be a complete trader, and so you can able to enforce. After actually you reach into a point where you say, I'm done with this shit. I'm just going to enforce it. And it's just like a light comes into your head. And you start enforcing things, you start following rules and money management and psychology and whatever. And you're saying, oh, well, that was kind of, that was kind in front of me. Why didn't I do it? And I guarantee you, even if you find it, even if you find your mojo, you're going to lose it again. Nobody makes money forever. You're going to start losing it again. But when you start losing, let me complete this number. Let's say plus 100, who cares? It's imaginary anyway. What I was going to say, if you have plan, you've got to have a trading plan. It doesn't matter what kind of plan. It could be a plan where you make 2 ticks and you lose 1 tick. I don't care. That's a plan. Have a plan. Obviously, have a plan that makes at least money in the simulation or even in the real market. That would be wonderful. Have a plan. Know when to start trading. Know when to stop. Know where you should enter the market. Know where you should exit the market. All this kind of stuff. Then, of course, I thought about psychology. Yeah? If you don't have psychology, which is the most, trading is all about psychology, I said it. I said it in the first time. Trading is all about psychology. Trading is all about controlling your feelings. Controlling your feelings, being emotionally flat. The time you trade, be emotionally flat. And last but not least, money management. If you do not do this, even if you have the right psychology, you're going to destroy your psychology. Have money management and accept it. Accept it when you go from 500 and lose 250 euros. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to make it back, and why did I do this? I didn't want to. Nobody cares. The money is pretty in front of you. That is why trading, you cannot lie to yourself. You cannot lie to the market. You cannot lie to anyone. At the end of the day, this is going to be plus or minus. Accept it. Accept it. Accept what's in front of you. Know that there's going to be another opportunity. Try to be patient, which is massive for trading, massive, and it's going to come to you. Right. I know this is not a very graphical representation with PowerPoint and everything, but I think I've. Let me think about something else. Obviously, have a reasonable stop. Yeah. You can't be. Let's talk about this. Yeah. Let's say that your average high P&L is plus 500 euros. What's your stop? Obviously cannot be below minus 500 euros. If your average stop P&Ls are 500 euros, this is pure mathematics. I've always admired mathematics. So if you can do it even less. For example, I remember on my initial P&Ls, my profit target was minus 600 dollars, so minus $500. But my high P&Ls were around double than that. So I always try, which is another subject, I always try to increase my size when I go double from my stop loss. Because I guarantee you, there's going to come a day where you're going to lose yourself. And I understand, it's trading, it happens. It happens. Try to set your stop loss very tight. Setting your stop loss, let's say maybe even minus, okay, not a ridiculous number, let's say even minus 400. Setting your stop loss at a very low level, or at a very, when I'm saying low, like, you know, not a huge, so not minus 4,000, so minus 400. It forces you to choose and be patient on the right trade. It forces you not to do stupid stuff. Oh, Ukraine, I'm going to buy. Oh, Ukraine, I'm going to sell. No. It forces you to focus in the market, to focus on the levels. It forces you to be a professional. If you have a minus 4,000 and your average high P&L is up, what kind of money management is this? You're destined to fail. Be a mathematical mind, be a reasonable person, be optimistic, and be courageous. Have the I don't know how to say, have the balls to trade. Remove your fears. But okay, that's another topic. Choose, that is my opinion, choose a stop that is comfortable and is not higher than your average high P&Ls. All this help the brain, obviously help the brain and help the money as well. You have to respect the money. I'm obviously forgetting something, but on the live webinar we're going to discuss it further in detail. So I made this so you can prepare questions for me. I'm going to answer them next week. Have a nice evening.